Well, welcome to State of Texas In Depth. I'm Erin Cargile. In this week for Josh Hinkle, we're airing this Saturday morning instead of Sunday because of the Formula One race tomorrow in Monaco. In just 3 weeks, we will know which candidates will carry their party's banner into the general election. It's been a tough runoff fight in several races, especially the one for Lieutenant Governor. For weeks, we've told you about the back and forth between incumbent Republican David Dewhurst and State Senator Dan Patrick. This week, the two met for a final debate. KXAN's Kevin Schwaller was there.
So we're both conservative. Give it to him.
And I appreciate the Lieutenant Governor's public service. We've done some good things together.
Consider this a break from the battle. The final debate before the runoff took a turn from the contentious encounters we saw before it. Still, this is a runoff race, and the candidates are trying to highlight the differences they can and get voters to the polls. State Senator Dan Patrick has attacked Lieutenant Governor David Dewhurst for appointing Democrats as committee chairs.
Yes, I've had some Democrat chairs, but the senators have a 2/3 rule. They voted for it the last three sessions, which means you have to have 21 votes and you got 19 senators. So what would you do in order to make sure on tough votes you've got a couple of people that will vote with you?
We asked Patrick how he would work with Dems if he got into the Lieutenant Governor's office.
We know how to work with the other side, and you have to respect the other side. You'd like to bring as many people together behind especially big issues as you can, but at the end of the day, Republicans, remember, this is a Republican primary and a conservative Republican state. They didn't elect us to let the Democrats have more power than they should.
In the history of the state of Texas.
Outside the floor of the debate, the candidates also answered our questions about documents released about Patrick and his mental health. Texas Land Commissioner Jerry Patterson released the documents. Patterson was in the primary in this race. Now he's backing Dewhurst.
Patterson doesn't have any money to hire private detectives. There's a web video with Jerry Patterson on it, paid for by Dewhurst. There's web ads up, paid for by Dewhurst with Patterson on it.
It's pretty clear to me that Dan Patrick is not the right choice for Texas and that David Dewhurst is.
There was a teletown hall last Thursday night, Patterson and Dewhurst together. David Dewhurst is hiding behind Jerry Patterson.
It's sort of like a hide the ball, in other words, distraction. Obviously, he's saying that because he wants people distracted and looking at Jerry Patterson himself. Neither I or my campaign has had anything to do with that. This isn't about the fight between Jerry Patterson and Dan Patrick.
We appreciate you coming.
And even with a brief reprieve, the ads continue and campaigns roll on leading up to Tuesday. Kevin Schwaller, KXAN News.
And the winner of that runoff will face Democratic State Senator Leticia Van de Putte of San Antonio in the general election. And there are other races in the runoff, too. State Senator Ken Paxton and State Rep Dan Branch want to be the Republican nominee for Texas Attorney General. For Democrats, there's the race for U.S. Senator between David Alamil and Keisha Rogers. Musician Kinky Friedman and rancher Jim Hogan both want to be the Democratic candidate for Agriculture Commissioner. And in the race for governor, the candidates cannot seem to agree on how many debates they should have. Today, Democrat Wendy Davis released what her campaign calls an unprecedented debate schedule. 6 locations across Texas on different days of the week. Some would be town hall debates. One would focus on education, the other on the economy. At least one would be simulcast in Spanish. But Abbott declined, saying he already agreed to 2 debates, one in Dallas and the other in the Rio Grande Valley. The Republican Party says Dallas could end up hosting their national convention in 2016. They listed Dallas as one of the 4 finalists. Austin told the Democratic Party it was not interested in hosting their national convention. And the rising star at 2012's Democratic Convention is leaving Texas for a job in the Obama administration. The president nominated San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro as Housing and Urban Development Secretary. But before we can get to those races, we need to get through our primary runoffs. Coming up, a look at the Republican race for Attorney General with an in-depth interview with Representative Dan Branch.